We're writing the Constitution performed by Mrs. Mitchell's class. This play was created by Carmelo Ravosa. This play will inform you about how and why the Constitution was written. There were many decisions to be made, such as, should the states form a country? Should there be a leader? If so, who should be the leader? And what laws should be made? The decisions made during this time affect us still today. We hope you learned something new and enjoy.
Delaware. The state of Delaware ratifies the United States Constitution.
Georgia.
The state of Georgia proudly ratifies the United States Constitution.
New Jersey.
The state of New Jersey proudly ratifies the Constitution of the United States.
Pennsylvania.
The state of Pennsylvania ratifies the United States Constitution.
Connecticut.
Connecticut ratifies.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts ratifies.
South Carolina.
South Carolina ratifies.
Maryland.
Maryland ratifies.
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire ratifies.
Did we make it, James? Did 9 states ratify the Constitution?
Yes, George. We have ratified the Constitution of the United States of America.
Thank heavens.
The heavens had nothing to do with it, George. Thank the citizens of this great country of ours.
The Constitution of the United States of America. It's the thing that holds us together and keeps us from falling apart. The Declaration's the soul, but the Constitution's the heart. It's the thing that holds us together and keeps us from falling apart. The Declaration's the soul, but the Constitution's the heart. It didn't come simple, it didn't come right, till every thought and word was right. It didn't come easy, it didn't come fast, but nothing does if it's got to last. It's a thing that holds us together and keeps us from falling apart. The Declaration's the soul, but the Constitution's the heart. You know, when I was Commander-in-Chief of the Army during the Revolutionary War, I tried to make my men swear allegiance to the United States. I started with my troops from New Jersey.
An oath to the United States? Never. We are citizens of New Jersey, General Washington.
New Jersey is our country, sir.
New Jersey is not a country. I almost despaired of ever becoming united.
I never doubted that we would. James Madison, that is hogwash. You were so never to wear 11 days early to the Constitutional Convention. Benjamin Franklin, you know very well I was early because I was so excited.
That James Madison, I declare he's no bigger than half a bar of soap.
But he does have a lot of spirit.
George!
George Washington.
Go, you say your lines.
George Washington.
George Washington's so tall, he said anything that on the ground.
Come on. Doesn't have a lot to say for himself, though, does he?
On the other hand, Benjamin Franklin never stops talking.
Well, Franklin is elevated too. He has a lot to say.
Why, it's Alexander Hamilton from New York. Good to see you.
Hello, Ben. I'm delighted to be here. Now, we cannot be lynched by these loose articles of confederation. We need a strong central government.
There's another man who never stops talking. Alexander Hamilton from New York.
But he's smart, and I think he's right. There has to be some sort of change. Since the war, things have really been going downhill.
The British lost forts in the West. Don't they know they lost the war?
But there's nothing we can do about it. The army hasn't been paid in months, and the men are just picking up and going home.
That's because nobody wants to pay the taxes.
And nobody has to. There's no one to collect them.
What does it matter? Our money is worthless anyways. States are printing their own.
Our ships are being sunk by pirates. Americans are being captured.
States are fighting with each other.
No account, Yankee! Lousy Pennsylvania buckskin.
Stop it! Something must be done! We've got to be one people. We've got to be one country. We've got to be one nation if we are to survive. We've got to be one people. We've got to be one country. We've got to be one nation if we are to survive. We've got to stop this acting independent. It's time for us to act and feel as one. We've got to be one people. We've got to be one country. We've got to be one nation if we are to survive. We've got to be one people. We've got to be one country. We've got to be one nation if we are to survive. I've got to say it clear, it's now or never. We can let this moment get away. We've got to be one people. We've got to be one country. We've got to be one nation if we are to survive.
Well, George Washington, if something must be done, you're the man to do it. You're the best known citizen of this land, and the most respected. We're having a meeting to talk about the Articles of Confederation, and you must come to it.
I have served my country throughout a long and terrible war. Now, I just want to go back to being a farmer, like I was before.
You can't go back, George. The country needs you. The country trusts you.
George Washington wouldn't be involved in anything that was bad for the country.
And how about you, Benjamin Franklin? You're one of our most brilliant statesmen.
And one of our oldest. Besides, my gout is killing me.
Nevertheless, you must come.
Besides,
The meeting will be held in Philadelphia. You live there. You won't have to go far.
I don't know. I'm in the middle of inventing something new. A long pole with two grasping fingers that can rip books off high shelves. Have you tried it?
Don't talk to me about inventions. As long as I'm pretty inventive and soon, we may not have a country much longer. Gentlemen, we are at a critical moment in our history. There is a critical moment in everything. There is a critical moment in fact. There is a critical moment in everything. There is a time when you really must act. If it comes, seize it then. It may never come again. There's a critical moment in everything. There's a critical moment in fact. There's a critical moment in everything. There's a time when you really must act. If it comes, seize it then. It may never come again. There's a critical moment in everything. There's a critical moment in fact. There's a critical moment in everything. There's a time when you really must act. It is now. We can't wait. One more year, maybe too late. There's a critical moment in everything. There's a critical moment in fact. There's a critical moment in everything. There's a time when you really must act. There's a time when you really must act. Gentlemen, you have been arguing for days now.
The chair recognizes the delegate from Pennsylvania, Gouverneur Morris.
Gentlemen, the whole human race will be affected by what we do here. All of you must make a choice. A strong central government now, or a king down the road. But what will be? Gentlemen, will we create a constitution?
Yes!
We're writing the Constitution. We're writing the Constitution. We're writing the Constitution. We will do it. We will try it if we get some peace and quiet. 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 Quiet.
nice. We're writing the Constitution. We're writing the Constitution. We're writing the Constitution. It's as hard as it can get. All we do is sit and sweat and sweat. Sweat, 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 sweat. We're writing the Constitution. We're writing the Constitution. We're writing the Constitution. We must keep secret what we do. Not a word must come from you or you or you or you or you or you. We're writing the Constitution. 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 We're writing the Constitution.
It is hot in Philadelphia. Hottest summer on record. And there seems to be blue butterflies everywhere. Ouch!
The cobblestones in the street make so much noise when carriages pass that the city elders put straw down to muffle the sound.
We keep the windows closed and guards stand in front of the locked doors. We want secrecy. We need to be free to speak our minds. And to change them too, without having to explain every little thing to the people back home.
That includes our wives and families. We can't even write to tell them what's going on.
How do you see?
So we talk and argue and talk and argue some more. Shout and make our fists on the tables.
Votes in the legislature should be based on the number of people in a state.
Outrageous. That'll give all the power to the larger states.
It should be equal number of vote for every state.
Then what happens to majority rules?
Indeed, why should Delaware have 59,000 people have the same number of votes as Virginia with 700,000 people?
Because I do not trust the gentleman from Virginia to act in the best interest of Delaware.
And it goes to argument and more argument and compromise.
It's a give and take that makes a bargain go. It's a simple fact that everyone should know.
All states, be they big or small, should have the same vote, one and all.
No, that's unjust as it can be. By population, the vote should be. It's a give and take that make a bargain go. Compromise, compromise. That is where the solution lies. It's a give and take that makes a bargain go. It's a simple fact that everyone should know.
We're wasting hours, wasting days by polling 13 different ways. Yes, 13 nations we can be. We must be one, as you can see.
It's the give and take that make a bargain go. Compromise, compromise. That is where the solution lies. It's a give and take that make a bargain go. It's a simple fact that everyone should know. If you give me a thing or two, then I will do the same for you. Let's get it done, we just can't wait, and change it at some future date. It's the give and take that make a bargain go.
One by one, questions come up and were answered, or are not. Where will our government be located?
Shall we allow foreigners to be members of Congress?
How will new states join the Union?
There must be no titled lords, dukes in this country.
And what should a chief executive be called?
And how long should he hold office?
What about the Bill of Rights? What about freedom of speech, freedom of religion, trial by jury? It says nothing of all those in the Constitution.
We can't have everything written down. We must provide for changes in the future. There will be amendments.
mark is done, and the Constitution lies before us, inscribed on parchment for the first time.
I confess that there are still several parts of this Constitution which I do not approve. Still, I agree to it with all its faults. I do so because I expect no better, and because I do not know that it is not the best. So we must act in one in recommending this Constitution. And so I ask all here to doubt a little of his infallibility and put his name to this instrument.
Franklin does like to hear himself talk.
September 17, 1787. It is a date I will never forget. Today, 39 of us from 12 different states have signed the Constitution.
Now it is up to the rest of the country to ratify it. If they will.
What have we done here today, I wonder?
The best that we can do, George. The best that we can do.